guys, welcome back to another watch-along. Manchester City are in action against RB Leipzig. It's going to be a fascinating game of football. Looking forward to it. Are you well? Are you good? Of course, do like the video, do subscribe to the channel, do say hello. All the usual things. It'd be good to get your thoughts on this game. And of course, your thoughts on the lineup, which currently looks a little bit like this. There's the lineup for tonight. Of course, we already are through the Champions League, so this game weirdly doesn't actually matter. It is strange to say, but it does in some ways too. Guardiola has confirmed his desire to sort of kind of get get the 3 points tonight to sort of guarantee that we're going to be first in the group. It will seal first in the group, and that is important simply because it means the second leg of the last 16, it will be at home at the Etihad, which I understand, man. Hello to Beppy in the chat. If you're in the chat as well, please do say hello. Drop a like, drop a hello. I want to see your beautiful faces. I want to know who I'm chatting to tonight, and you settle down, get yourself a beer, get yourself a cup of tea, get yourself a sake, get yourself, I don't know, what's that one they have in like Argentina? Is it that Aguero drinks? Get yourself, I don't know. What's your local delicacy? What's your local drink wherever you're watching right now? I don't know. Get yourself an iced tea or a chai or I don't know. Hello to Beppy, hello to Odin, and settle down for now. I've just got squash, cordial, whatever, juice. That's all I've got tonight for the game, and it should be an awful lot of fun. There is the team. Let me try and sort of build a lineup here. Get rid of that horrible colour. It always defaults to red, annoyingly. It's the red cartel, I tell you. They're sort of taking over lineup builder one team by a time. Let's build this team and how it looks. It's obviously going to be something like this. Ederson, no, it's not Ederson, it's Ortega in goal. Josko is at left back, which I think we all probably knew was going to happen. Diaz will be there, Akanji will be there, Walker will be here. Into midfield, obviously, let me just build the shape. It's something like this, of course. We know it by now. It's something like this. I think we've got here, I think Rico Lewis is playing today. We've got Haaland up top there. Oh, that's not what I wanted to go to. Where are we at? Out here on the left, we've got Jack Grealish, we've got Rodri, we've got Bernardo Silva, and Foden, I think, is the team today. So it's a strong team. Guardiola's gone in to get the job done. It's something like that. Rico Lewis could be a little bit further back, but I do know he's playing in midfield today, which is great to see because Rico absolutely deserves to be in this starting 11. And it's great to see him alongside Bernardo Silva and Rodri. I'm sure the three will be sort of like just moving round like this and then moving down like this, and they'll just be this way and that way, and he'll be over here, then he'll be over there, then he'll be over here, then he'll be there, then he'll be back there, and he'll be over here. It'll just be very fluid. It'll be probably more like this, I reckon, actually. It'll be like Rodri holding Bernardo, and occasionally he'll be a bit deeper. And I think Rico will be given like an attacking role like he was in the first game against RB Leipzig. So I expect this is what we're going to see. And I think it will be good. I just realised I need to do a tiny bit of social media posting on my phone, so please allow for that. Do let me know in the comments what you think of the score will be tonight and all that kind of stuff, and how you feel about this lineup. Is it what you wanted to see? Is it good enough for you? I think it's a pretty good lineup. I would say stronger than expected, but we I don't think there's much more we could do. We could play a few more, we could make more change, but I just don't see him doing that right now, do you? It doesn't seem like what Pep wants to do. It seems to be like right now he's trying to play people into form, work things out, all the usual stuff as you'd expect from Guardiola. Let me just quickly add something to my Instagram story. I'm adding the video to my Instagram story. If you want to do me a favour and share it, that would be very much appreciated. There we go. I've just shared it right now. Done. Do me a favour. Support me on the socials. Always much appreciated. Done that. 3-0 Jackie with the Jackie boy gets the goal assist, says Beppy. I like it. William did with the first super chat of the night. Very much appreciated. William, your legend. He says the new statues are nice. They are indeed, my friend. Switch camera. There we go. I got two cameras there. Look at that. I mean, I'm a little bit bigger as well. There we go. Yeah, I absolutely agree, mate. I agree. I've got that camera there as well. I've got loads of different cameras. And the statues are lovely. Of course, if you haven't seen the statues, I'll bring them up over on screen right now. They look absolutely wonderful. I've seen them going around, of course, on social media, even tonight ahead of the game. And it just works. It's just beautiful stuff. I mean, look at this. Absolutely gorgeous. That's remarkably nice. That's perfect, in fact. Like, that is a ridiculously good tribute to three legends of this club. And they've got it so nice. And it does make you wish that the others, Aguero, Vinny, were in this style, doesn't it? It is what it is, unfortunately. But you can't deny how nice these look. It looks absolutely wonderful. You're absolutely bang on, William. They are beautiful statues, absolutely beautiful. And a fitting tribute to absolute legends of this club. Thank you so much to William for that super chat. It is appreciated, my friend. It is indeed. So, I mean, it would be great, wouldn't it, to another 7-1 JM? It would be. I don't see it happening, mate, but it would be good. I would like it an awful lot. So it's this, basically. Evening to Wicker Man in the chat as well. Guys, once again, if you are joining this video, please do hit the like button. It does definitely help. Like the video, get in the comments and so on. An injury-free win tonight. Isn't it wild? That's what you think about these days, just injuries. And you're absolutely right, Wicker Man. I sit there thinking, I just don't want injuries. I don't need any injuries, This is what I want. I want an injury-free Manchester City. But, that's the nature of being the top club when you play this many games. A lot of football, a lot of minutes, and a lot of chance for injuries. Hopefully we just get past that. It doesn't affect us too much. You never know. But fingers crossed, it won't be a big deal. But either way, I think Guardiola, what he does... He does this thing where he'll play a strong team until everything gets done. And I understand why he does it, because he wants to make sure that, he wants that first place. If we find, where's SofaScore? I've got a SofaScore right now. That's from the other day. Standings, is that Champions League? This will be the Premier League, I reckon it goes on to. What's it going? Let's go to matches. Leipzig, standings. Here's the group. There we go. It is, 12 points there. Well, I mean, we are through, of course, but he just wants that. A draw does it tonight as well, doesn't it? A draw. Unless they won 6-0 in their final game. No, I think he wants to win tonight to confirm it. And then, none of it's a stress. And I'm sure he won't take it too seriously, but if we win this, will Phillips start a game? Ask Stephen Hill. Let's not be silly or hasty here, mate. No. I feel so sorry for Calvin. He's going in January, isn't he? Almost certainly. Do you reckon he'll actually go? Look, Victor's going very negative there. Pep going for the Champions League because they've been told points will be deducted. And they absolutely haven't, mate. They absolutely haven't. There is no way this is even close to completion, by the way. Expect years on this, at least a year or two. As much as the other people would want it to be. Shorter than that, that's not going to happen. I'm not worried about that in the slightest. And also, he's just trying to get... Pep. What Pep does, he plays strong teams sometimes for a reason. He's got this tendency, Pep Guardiola, to play a strong team because he wants to play players into form. He wants to get them ready for the running and so on. He wants to work out what they can and can't do. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's one of those things where... this is what he's just sort of just getting everyone through. He doesn't like people to rest. He wants them to keep going and going and going. Thank you very much, Victor. Very kind of you, mate. Much appreciated. It is hard to dislike Phillips, though. It just is. I don't dislike him at all. I think I like him. I like him a lot, actually. But I think Pep just very clearly decided that he's not for him. And when Pep makes his mind up on someone, it's very hard to... He's such a stubborn man, and he's the best in the world, isn't he? So it's one of those things where Pep knows what he's doing. He's a stubborn man, but he's not going to change his mind. And I think it's very obvious to me that Calvin Phillips, he's decided he's not good enough, and it won't be based on nothing. I know I see a lot of people always go, I understandably go, oh, we need to see how we need to give him a chance on the pitch, but we forget that the 90 minutes on the pitch are such a small part of being a footballer. Pep sees the 500 minutes on the training ground each week. I don't know how many it'll be, but it's a lot more than 90 minutes on the training ground. And I can only presume he watches him and goes, you can't do what I want. And when we see him in the games, it isn't quite good enough either. So I presume, look, Pep's not doing it for a laugh. He's not just being like, I won't play Calvin Phillips. He's basing it off what he's seen. And unfortunately, what he's seen isn't good enough in Guardiola's eyes. So that's where we're at with that, which is a shame. But Calvin, look, good lad. He's won a treble, made an awful lot of money. He'll move on eventually. And I'm sure he'll have a very good career somewhere else. It is what it is, man. Everything works out in football. There's not a single club in the world that doesn't sign a player that doesn't work out. And look, and for me, Having one £40 million midfielder not work is a damn sight better than having how many United had it not work. They're trying to sell Casemiro now and Varane apparently. Pogba, they've signed a whole bunch of players for an awful lot of money that didn't work. So we can take the hit on one. We rarely fail. So fingers crossed this is just a one-off, and like Kovacic and Nunes will all be good players in the end for Manchester City. I've no doubt that they will. But it is what it is that way. I know that's such a lazy saying, but it is sometimes all you can do is just say c'est la vie. That's life. Calvin Phillips won the treble. To be fair, like at one point Calvin Phillips was he's a good player. I just don't think he's a good Manchester City player. A mate of mine pointed out that to me what I couldn't articulate or didn't realise. You haven't clicked why it doesn't work. And he said if you watch Calvin Phillips, he does an action, then watches his action. Like he'll pass a ball and then switch off. And make a challenge, then switch off. He's just not quick to react to things. And I think he's just, I don't think he's laziness. I don't think he's lazy at all. I think it's his head is, he's just not, it doesn't instinctively come to him to, hunt down the ball like that. And it is what it is, It's a shame. It's a shame because I think he could have been a great player for us, but he just can't do it. So is this the average rating in this tournament so far, or this season? But either way, 8.23 for Phil Foden is really impressive, isn't it? It's really impressive for Phil. 6.93 for Bernardo feels very unfair. It shows how much these stats are skewed by stats, really, doesn't it? Like goals and assists, because Bernardo should be well higher than that. Rico having a better season than Bernardo, according to SofaScore, which is obviously not true. Bernardo having the worst season of any of these players on the pitch, apparently, which is obviously not true. See, it's like I said, when I watch videos of training, Calvin is very slow in the rondos. Academy lad to quicker ball skills. I mean, that I haven't watched it, but I've got no doubt you're probably right there, mate. I mean, yeah, Rico, Calvin, they're incomparable in terms of the brain, how quickly they move. And you don't always know for what it's worth. And, like, you don't know until you see him in person. Like, it's very easy to go, why did we sign this guy? And we made a mistake. But you presume a player coached by Bielsa would be good enough, or they could step up. And he probably thought, you know what? He's a good player. Needs to improve, but I'm sure he'll get better because he seems like a nice lad, seems smart. But they just can't get it. And you're like, you don't know until you know, Sometimes you got to buy it. Sometimes you got to buy the car to realise what's wrong with the car, Like, it'll all be great in the test drive, look at. But then you go to it, you buy it, and you get it home, and you're like, oh, actually, I don't like this seat. It's not comfortable, and it doesn't do this, and the parking reverse thing doesn't work in the way I like it, and that's just life. I say that as if I've ever bought a brand new car. I've never bought a brand new car, so I couldn't tell you that because I'm a broke man. Maybe one day. But ultimately, he's not there. Just not fit his style, exactly. So, obviously, 15 minutes till kickoff. It's weird, this one, because, once again, it doesn't really mean anything. So, it's one of those things where I'm just looking to see, like, for me, like, I'll go back to the how it lines up. I just want to see this guy have a good game. Rico Lewis. I want to see him have a good game. It'd be nice for Ortega to get a little start there. Jack Grealish, obviously back in the 11 after illness. He was meant to start the other day. Alvarez getting a bit of a rest. I mean, look who's not playing. You can see scrolling at the bottom right now. Edison getting a rest. John Stones on the bench still. Not well enough yet to start. Ake, of course, getting a rest. Doku needs a rest as well. Alvarez there. Gomez back on the bench and Oscar Bob as well. It'd be nice to see Bob and Gomez get on today, actually, because they need a bit of football. And fingers crossed they will do. It would be good. It'd be good. I've got a feeling. I've got a feeling it should be one of those things where if we're fuel up, we should be okay. We should be okay. Like in terms of to get those players on. Hopefully, you never know until you know. But I want to see a comfortable game tonight with some nice football and a chance once again just to sort of. I want to see a chance to sort of like get some things set in motion. I wish Kovacic and Nunes were available, by the way, but they're not, of course, which is a big shame because we could have done with them being around. It would have been great, wouldn't it? It feels like right now, like we're missing a few, like we're missing a chance, chance to get some like players sort of like adapted. Like it would have been great for Nunes and Kovacic tonight to play. But they're not there. Hello to Geordie in the chat. When did Newcastle play? I don't even know the rest of the Champions League fitnesses. Let's have a look. Let's have a look tonight. They play tonight. 8 o'clock. You're in the wrong chat, mate. No, you can stay here. But that's PSG Newcastle. How's that squad? That's currently bottom, but at the same time, that group is so close. Proper group of death stuff, that, isn't it? Really is. Yeah, look at that. That's a Champions League group. Don't mind me, by the way. I'm just taking some ibuprofen. I've not been well recently. I'm getting over an ear infection, so let me. There we go. I hope Newcastle go through, actually, weirdly. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? It would be good to see him do well tonight. It really would be. What else you got tonight? So, what's going on here? We got Lazio and Lazio could beat Celtic 2-0. Final Atletico, Milan, Dortmund. Young Boys and Red Star. A draw would be... I don't really care about them, to be honest. How are Barca getting on? Barca are currently... Oh, God. Look at that group. Royal Antwerp having a mare there. Oh, it's a final tonight for them, isn't it? Absolutely. It's a big, big game. That's a mad group, that, isn't it? Shakhtar. You can't do anything but take Shakhtar seriously. They're always very impressive, Shakhtar. Like, it's because they're not playing us once, so they're actually doing quite well. I love that trophy, by the way. I love that trophy. I'm just thinking about it once again. I mean, that's just wonderful, isn't it? So, it'd be interesting to watch people get to know, younger fans get to know Colin Bell, Mike Summerby, Franny Lee a little bit more. Because obviously, even there before my time, Franny Lee, I have actually met when I was a kid. I went to a City supporters group and I got a photo of him when I was probably 12 years old or something like that. I don't know. But he was lovely. If I can remember, of course, recently passed away, an absolute legend. Of course, we lost Colin Bell as well. Mike Summerby still around, buzzer. I met Mike Summerby as well. I had a chat to him. Didn't know him. He didn't I wasn't in a work pass. He was just as a fan. And they're all just absolute legends. And those statues look wonderful. They obviously a lot is talked about. Oh, we haven't got legends or whatever. But I'm sorry, these were very successful players who won league titles and won a European trophy. They did only the Cup Winners' Cup, but it's a European trophy. They won an FA Cup. They won Community Shields. They won a lot of these players, and they were one of the best sides in England back then. And that's more than a lot of teams have achieved in football. Full stop. Genuinely, most teams haven't won the top flight in the Premier, top flight trophy. Every team has to have legends, even if they're not all Champions League winners. They still won the league. They still won the league. These players, and they are absolutely they're all English football legends as well. That's the thing. Summerby, Colin Bell, Franny Lee. They all play for England. They're all quality players, and it's just. It's great to see them immortalised out front with a beautiful statue. Absolutely beautiful. It looks wonderful. And I can't wait to see eventually a Guardiola statue. We know it's going to happen, It'll be great. Oh, nice, Aspie. I've not been down to the Etihad, but I'll get down to have a look at it very, very soon. Hello to Letty in the chat. Hi. How are you doing? You good? Are you well? Hello to everyone else in the chat, by the way. Michael Amadeus. Palaciasma. I can't pronounce that, mate. And Letty and Aspie and everyone else. My prediction for this, what did I say in the preview? I think it was 4-1, actually. I've got a feeling we're going to see a pretty impressive City turn up tonight. I'm pretty confident. I feel like we'll be fine. I feel like there's going to be an element of City coming out and going for it. I want to see Foden have a big game. I think Foden needs to have a big game. And I think Foden's issue, if there is an issue, is just entirely down to confidence. He's been on the fringes of the first team for so long that I feel like Pep just needs to say, you are the man. Go out there. Express yourself always. And I feel like, eventually Phil Foden is going to be the true superstar that we know he is, not just a very, very good footballer. He's having a good season, Phil Foden, but I want him to have a special season, Yeah, for me, I would love to see a statue for KDB. Is there a photo of De Bruyne and Guardiola together? With the Champions League trophy. Let's have a look. De Bruyne, Guardiola, Champions League. I'm sure there probably is, isn't there? I mean, if there isn't, there should be. Uh, uh, KDB has to have one. In my opinion, he's our greatest ever player, KDB. I mean, this is the photo here for Guardiola, isn't it, by the way? There's one of Guardiola, like, kissing the trophy. It's a shame because Gundo could have got one. Gundo treble winner. There's so many players who deserve trophies. The thing is, it'll slow down a bit after Guardiola. I'm not against it. I mean, that's the photo if you ever wanted to have one for Guardiola in it, surely. That one on the right here, see it? That one there, that would be the photo, wouldn't it, for Guardiola? Oh, go away, Irish Independent. It'd be that one, wouldn't it? Pep just doing that, kissing the Champions League trophy. Something like that. What an absolute legend. I love him, man. Yeah, William, absolutely, mate. It's always important. I mean, this club has got a ridiculous history. Like, the thing is about this club is that we are steeped in history and we're steeped in drama as always, and there is so much more to. I mean, the internet would have you believe that City were just a lower league club. I mean, that was never true. That was never true. Like it was. The City were always mainly a top flight club, you know, and we won titles every now and then. And I'm not saying we were one of the biggest teams in the country, but we actually probably are one of the top 10 biggest teams in the country, even before. You know, in terms of like our history and our fan size and all that kind of stuff, we've always been a very notable English club, and we've had loads of drama in terms of like, with Bell, someone being in the GOAT or Dickov era and all that kind of stuff, and we had loads of great Premier League sides and so on. And yeah, we're just a club steeped in our own history, and we're one of the oldest clubs as well. So I don't know. I think people overreact to all that kind of stuff. It'll be one of those things where like people always pretend it. They'll always say it, but it'll be eventually, you know. Sorry, I got distracted by reading some news there. Anyway, this is a watch along, Keegan, in the chat. I can't show you the game, unfortunately, mate. So just when we chat along to the game together. I would love to be able to show you the game, but I get my channel taken down, and I don't want to have to do that, and you don't want to have to see my channel taken down either. And that's how the rules work, unfortunately, pal. We are 5 minutes from kickoff. And what is your prediction? Get your scores in. I realise I haven't got the stream up either to watch it yet. Come on, you Blues. I just want a good game with no injuries and some good football. Is that too much to ask? You know? That's all I want. The first club in Manchester win a trophy, major trophy, the FA Cup in 1904. 1904. No history, don't forget. No history, which is... The internet will have you believe anything, won't it? 1904. It's a long time. It's a long, long time, that, isn't it? Let me just get the stream up. It's on Paramount. Where's it in America? I watch it in America via VPN. Let's have a look. I presume it's on Peacock, maybe. Who has the Champions League rights in America? Oh, CBS do, don't they? But I haven't got CBS. We are a few minutes away. Paramount. The Paramount. Let me go find Paramount. There we go. I'm over to Paramount right now. There we go. I found Paramount. Thank you very much. Here we go. City Leipzig. Foden. I mean, I need Foden to score today. That'd be great. Well, how United getting on? What like United close to United fixtures? What's their Champions League? I mean, I do know. I've forgotten. Oh, why is City coming out? Look, I see City coming out now with the. They're coming out in the 1970s kits. That's amazing. I've just remembered United's group, by the way. Look at the state of them. Look at the state of them. Bottom of their group, Copenhagen. Yeah, City have come out in the 1970s kit. That's amazing. I love that. That's so cool. It just looks mint, doesn't it? It's so simple. I would love us to have like... I mean, last season's kit was one of the greatest of all time in my personal opinion anyway. That's great. Yeah, I really like the fact that way they're honouring the players. I have no sound for whatever reason on my laptop. Right, that looks amazing. I'm a big fan of that. Anyway, sorry, there you go. I was just sorting out my my stream. Badge in the middle. Yeah, I mean, didn't we do that last season? Yeah, we did. I liked it. It looked cool. I've already forgotten last season's kit. My head's, I'm just on cloud nine. Oh yeah, because it was the UEFA. Of course, I haven't forgotten it. It was the treble winning kit. A beautiful kit, an absolutely beautiful kit, inspired by Colin Bell, of course. Come on, you Blues. We are a minute or two from kickoff now. And by the way, just was laughing United there once again. Where's our group? We are obviously doing totally fine. 4 out of 4. Be nice to win them all this season, wouldn't it? Every game. Let's go for it. Come on, you Blues. Kyle Walker captain. I'm still not sure how I feel about Kyle Walker captain. You know, I don't feel like he's quite the man for it. I don't think it makes a massive difference, but I'm not sure. The Man United. You're United. I like it, Beppy. Few key players missing for Leipzig, but they played a pretty strong team. I think they won that top spot as well. Two very handsome managers there, you know? One for the middle-aged women and some middle-aged men, of course. My glasses are filthy because of my son. He likes to grab my glasses and then ruin them. Go on then, get your predictions in. Go on, everyone watching. Give the video a like. We are about seconds away from kickoff, which is Rico Lewis is taking, which seems wild. No, he's not. He was. Come on, City. We're underway. 3-0. Michael says 8-0. I like it, mate. 3-1 says Cole. 3-0 says Beppy. Yeah, I'm pretty relaxed. I just want to see a good game tonight. I want to see Rico Lewis play well. I want to see... They tried to hit Haaland nice and early as well. I want to see a bit more of that. Go on, Phil. Bernardo. All jinking through. 4-0, says Wickerman. You'd take it, wouldn't you? You'd take it. So, let me get the stats up already. It's 0-0, of course. I'm gonna have to hide the time and the score because it's ahead of me. Like a minute. So Rico is pushing quite high up the pitch. Let me just look. I've got 2 different cameras. Don't know which one to go for. Oh, nice, William. Costs an arm and leg, that doesn't it? But it's a lovely kit though. It's a beautiful shirt, to be fair. I mean, it's on really nice passing from the back here. Eventually, you just got to hoof it as well. Bernardo's on the right, by the way, by the looks of it. Foden playing centrally. It looks like it's something like this. I think it's like this currently. Like that, I think. Which I sort of like, actually. Yeah, Foden's playing as an 8. I like it. So we got 2 Manchester City fans as 8s playing as attacking midfielders for Man City today. You want to see that, don't you? A little bit of the 3 most forward players for City often are City fans. Haaland, Foden, and Lewis is a triangle there. God, Bernardo Silva's so tricky, isn't he? Go on, Jack. Fill in behind. Oh, Bernardo's shot blocked. Kanji went for the volley. Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was adorable. He went for it. Not quite right, Kanji there. Rico is pressing so aggressively. Giving the ball away high up the pitch there again. Big night for Jack this, of course, because, you know, Doku has been so electric. We saw a clip as well of Doku getting the one-on-one Guardiola touch. Ooh, Jack nearly played it through there. But, of course, you know, he's a quality player. I feel like he might have started centrally the other day. But he was, of course, not well. In the absence of Alvarez. Sorry, it would have been the absence of Alvarez, but, you know, Alvarez not had to play because Grealish wasn't well. Oh, nice turn from Diaz. I got a feeling we're going to see more from Grealish in different ways. I think Pep doesn't want to not play Grealish, and I wouldn't be surprised if he starts to use Grealish and Doku together every now and then. I'm also not convinced Pep's currently sold. Not in a negative sense, more that Kovacic and Nunes have got a lot to learn. Oh, lovely ball nearly to Haaland there. So I feel like there's a gap basically in midfield for someone, and I think Foden could take it more centrally or... Oof, long way shot from Xavi, wide. I'd say it was a chance, but he was miles out still. He's like 20 yards away. I wouldn't blame Doku for that, J-Dav. I mean, largely I think it's because of lack of control in midfield, because he only dribbles when the ball gets up the end of the pitch. I think the lack of Gundogan is more the lack of control as opposed to lack of Grealish. Obviously, both together makes a difference. Go on, Phil. So smart, Rico Lewis, constantly scanning, isn't he? You see him looking around constantly. He's aware of everything going on. Kanji's been some signing, by the way, hasn't it, Kanji? It's hard not to love him. He does have frenetic energy about him, but like there's quite a few times where he'll play the ball back, and he's sort of just, if there's a one-on-one, he'll go for it more. And I think, to be honest, if you're one... Oh, go on. Go on, Jack. Jack cannot beat a man very often. God, we miss Gundogan, don't we? We just had. I think we've been so lucky to have so many complete players. Obviously, Pep makes them that way, but when you have like Bernardo and Gundogan, we had Fernandinho. So many players, you can just do so many things. And like the Stones has become that. He's trying to turn Akanji into that as well. Rodri's become that. It's what he'll want Nunes and Kovacic to be eventually. Doopy-doop-doo. To start so far, 69% possession so far, 31% for them. 2 shots, none on target, of course. Both got the same XG so far, 0.0.9, 0.0%, basically the same. They had a long ranger, we had a block shot. A really nice football. They're in behind. Really good defending from Akanji. His quality Akanji, you know. It's mad how much criticism he gets. That's great defending. He's just a quality player. Akanji as well is a great example of Guardiola's coaching. There's so much news made about the money City spend, but Akanji was seen as unreliable and talented but unreliable at Dortmund. Where he's become part of a treble-winning team. He's versatile. He's improving every single week. Like a lot of people don't see a 28-year-old as potential, but that's the difference between Pep Guardiola and most managers. Like, you are still potential at any age of Guardiola. Like, Fernandinho was 28 when he joined Man City. Probably like 31 when Guardiola got hold of him. But he got even better. David Silva, De Bruyne too, got even better under Guardiola. Like, you are still capable of improving. Diaz straight out play instead of Tedesco. But that's the thing, is like, that is coaching entirely. Like, how many people would presume a 28-year-old or 30-year-old is going to get better? They'd be like, oh, that's who they are now. It's one of those things where, like, Pep doesn't see it that way. He improves the basics and the fundamentals of your side, and improves your touch, improves your spatial awareness of around him. He just simplifies football a little bit. I know what you're saying about Bellingham there, William. I mean, Bellingham's a very different player to Gundogan, I'd say. He's a little bit more aggressive, more box-to-box, but I know he has the talent. I think he's more, I wouldn't say he's quite as, like, pausery as, you know, as, well, he's become he's become a second striker, hasn't he, at Real Madrid. I would have loved to at City, though, don't get me wrong. I think he would have been brilliant, but it would have been a different take on the 8-year-old. Still a brilliant one, though, because he's a brilliant footballer. I would have loved him at City. But it is what it is, you know. Xavi Simons looks brilliant, doesn't he, Joe? He's such an exciting young player. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up at a major club. A little bit bunged up today. Apologies, everyone. Could do with, like, you know, like, remember, like, Patrick Vieira used to have the vapor on his chest. Proper throwback to the 2000s Premier League era there. Thank you, Odin. Yeah, I eventually muted that tweet, so I went on TalkSport and got asked about FFP and so on, and I reiterated my stance that I largely don't care. And I guess don't care comes across as probably the wrong phrase. It's like, I'm relaxed. I'm happy with any scenario. I look, as long as City exist, the only thing that ever worry me is the threat of non-existence for Manchester City. And I'm not stupid. I'm aware that I sort of have this job talking about Man City, and I'm aware if City got relegated, blah blah blah, like, it would, or effectively I'd be to an extent unemployed. It would end so much of interest. I'm not stupid that way, but part of me doesn't care about that. I'm like, well, I've been doing this for years, so be it. I'd do something else. I'd probably go to more games naturally with my son, you know, as he goes older. There's a poetic beauty to the idea of Ruben, my son, growing up, and City being in the lower divisions, like they were to an extent when I was a kid. Like it's one of those things where like I'd be quite relaxed about it. It wouldn't bother me too much because that's just football. Because that is it. Ultimately, as long as City exist, I am quite relaxed. Because that's all I want, my team to exist. So I can go watch them, That is so bad. That is so bad. Well, I just tweeted that Kanji's done really well. What is he doing, mate? Akanji. That is terrible. That is so bad. Why is that defend? That is annoyingly weak and piss poor. Like, you can't be that. I know this game sort of doesn't matter to an extent, but you can't be that weak. It's even worse than the Salah thing, I reckon. It's just awful defending, isn't it? Absolutely awful. Akanji's just sort of just. Has he got a tenner on first goal there or something? Like that was so weak. Like Pep's like, what the? Look at him like. You can't be that apathetic and that weak in those moments. Like, that is the kind of stuff that costs you. He's having such a like Pep's been bigging him up so much as well. Rightfully so. 1-0 Leipzig then. Wake up Man City, Oh, Jack just down as usual. It's really poor, that defending. Really poor. I'm taking responsibility for that. XO tried Total Sport EK is my he's goal as in he as in me. He's goal. Not me. I like you, any bloke. He's goal. Oh, Ruben. You gotta be scoring that, mate. You gotta be scoring that, haven't you? He's gotta be scoring that. That's a big chance. That's a big chance. I would love to see the XG on that. I feel like he probably should score that. Don't worry about Vardiol left back. Robin. It's one of those things where, he's had a couple of good bad games, but he's largely been pretty good, I would say. You got to remember as well with Vardiol. I'm being a bit quiet by the way because the wife's putting the son to bed downstairs. With Vardiol, he needs time, just time. It'll come good eventually. Yeah, with Yosko, it's just about patience. I mean, it'd come good. I say he's had a really good start, I would say. And the thing is, you say we need a specialist, but what does that really entail? What do you need from him? You need someone who can get forward, progress the attack, he can defend and cover. We sort of play free at the back, eventually. The next role will be right back because Kyle Walker will be gone in a year or two. So we'll be playing free at the back, sort of with Josko as a left centre back, stroke getting forward every now and then. We'll probably get a more of attacking right back, I would suspect. Oh, lovely ball from Rico. Haaland's touch let him down there. Terrible touch from Haaland. He's onside as well. He should have finished that. Brilliant touch the other day against Liverpool. But he's been robbed of an assist there, Rico Lewis. Come on, you Blues. Gotta take them, Erling. How often does he get that space as well? That's the thing. I feel like we're going to score. I honestly feel like we'll score probably inside the next 10 minutes or so. I think Haaland doesn't... I think they feel like Haaland doesn't need a lot of rest. He doesn't do... You got to bear in mind, his game isn't really a lot of... It's not like a really high-intensity game for him. Well, nice from Ortega and Rodri and everyone. Like, I think he... I don't think he finds it that tiring, so like he's just... I mean, a lot of his game is waiting for a pass, isn't it? And Alvarez, I think, just needs more of a rest because he's exhausted with all the travelling. Yeah, William, like when your Man City draws do feel like losses, don't they? Because we got such a high level. What was that touch from their keeper Vlahovic? Straight out of play. Yeah, I think we probably still win as well. I think, to be honest, if anything, it might sound a bit weird, and it always sounds counterintuitive, but going goal behind might actually wake us up a little bit, you know. We were a little bit complacent, you know. It's one of those things where we're strolling through, we've won the group. Pep will use this as a chance to sort of get at them professionally, like, look, what are you made of now? What are you made of? You know, go and fix this. Because he's not good enough so far, and he'll say that to them. And I do think these players, anyway, I think they've got too much professional pride. I don't think these guys are winners. They don't like losing. They just don't. Like, you can't win a treble if you're comfortable with losing. I know it sounds so basic, but it's just all fundamentally true. I have a sore throat, so I'm just going to use this spray thing on my throat. I'll get off camera, so you'd have to see stick something down my throat. I don't have to worry about Robin. To be honest, I don't know. Oh, you're about FFP. I've had a sore throat for ages. I've got this antiseptic spray stuff. It really helps. It's nice. A glass of wine with Pet would be fascinating, wouldn't it, William? I bet he's a fascinating man. See, I always wonder what you chat to celebrities about, you know? Or do you just chat about, you know? What do you think they chat about? Like, oh, did you see... that episode? Did you watch Beef on Netflix, or it's in the new Marvels film? What do you think they chat? Just, it's a different life, isn't it? Diaz with the yellow card there, high foot. Bit sloppy that. He probably wants to get. Is he on a yellow so he can get like suspended for the next round, for the final game? I can imagine it is not cheap, EXO. It cost me about. You're looking at probably 700 for the flights. Like, to be actually in Manchester is not that expensive in general. No, probably not as expensive as America anyway. But being in Manchester is not like London. It's not cheap, but it'll be cheaper than America. Canaccio's overhead kick was ridiculous. To be fair, man, it's some overhead kick that one. Like, it's the kind of goal you score and you're dying out forever. Oh, unlucky Sammy, mate. Which one? Which game was that? Was that the? There was a Hamburg one, wasn't it, years ago? Was it Mönchengladbach? Oh yeah, it'll be cheaper than New Jersey, I think. You don't need a whole week in Manchester, in my opinion. Manchester's not the kind of place. Well, you do if you want. Like, Manchester's not a big city. It's quite a small city. That's the one thing you get used to. Like, obviously, your New Jersey's not far from New York, right? Like Manhattan's massive compared to Manchester's, like, just tiny compared. And the thing is, for me, what I would say, if you go, just plan to do things that are slightly outside Manchester, like, like the countryside and all that kind of stuff. Because there's not enough to do in the city centre. Just plan to go and see some more of, not of the UK as such, but more of the outskirts where you can get in the fresh air, and like the English countryside is beautiful. Go to some national parks, that kind of thing. Maybe rent a car and go for a bit of a drive. Because it's not like staying in the city centre of Manchester entirely, unless you just want to get drunk everywhere. But I wouldn't stay for a week in Manchester city centre personally. A few days, yeah, like 3 or 4 days, fine. I'm obviously very fatigued in Manchester because I lived there all my life, so like. I don't know who DeBronco is, Robin, but rightfully so. You should not go into home end with an away shirt on. I don't I don't like London either. Like, it's just I don't think it's a northern thing. I think it's just too noisy, too busy, and too bustling. Go on, Jack. It's just too much for me. I just don't like it. Like, I know Manhattan's the same, but Manhattan does have that. New York does have that. Has that magic to it. I don't think London does personally. Yeah, exactly. I would agree with Michael. They get up to the Lake District or whatever, the peaks. Oh, there's just loads of beautiful areas around Chester as well in general. Jack brought it down. Go and see. If you come to Manchester, you want to go and see a traditional little English village. Get to Ramsbottom where I live. Beautiful little English village. Some gorgeous walks around it. Great pubs. Any thoughts on Girona? Or as in the team or the place? I've been to Girona, the place, by the way. Me and Nicola went years ago. Oh yeah, like New York, like London to me is like New York without any charm. And I know you got the Palace and stuff like that. So you got some nice places, but like if it doesn't mean anything for you. Like the Palace doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know. Like if you're not interested in the royal family, which I'm not. I don't know. Like New York a billion times better than obviously London. Newcastle 1-up, nice. Oh, I love New York though, XO. Obviously I don't live there, but as a tourist, every angle to me looks like a shot from a film. There is the real, like, obviously you're used to it, but then I feel the same about Manchester. Everyone tells Manchester's great, but I've lived in Manchester all my life, so I'm more like, yeah, it's not that great. That's how I feel, but it's just because that's where I live it. But to me, London way more charming than Manhattan. Come on, mate, come on. But to me, New York is when you can see all the high rise, all the skyscrapers, and everywhere. There's always something mental going on, and it feels like there's an element of like craziness everywhere. I want to go to Chicago. Apparently, Chicago's great, isn't it? No, they're not charming, but they are. They're inspired. Like they're inspiring. What's the word? There's a certain awe to me to look up and just see, just the size of it all. Jack will be all right. He'll be fine. Jack with a bit of a knock. Docu warming up. Nah, see, for me, for my experience of New York, me and Nicola barely got on the subway. We just walked everywhere. And there's one bit where we walked for ages from Central Park, which was great, and we walked right down. Eventually, we were in Little Italy, then we were in Chinatown, then we walked through the financial district down towards Wall Street and all the harbours. Then we walked around to Battery Park, where all the ferries are going for, and the Statue of Liberty. And up the west coast of Manhattan as the sunset was setting. Then we walked eventually into the new building where the World Trade Center used to be. And it was just great. That whole walk lasted about 5-6 hours. And it was just an incredible walk past so many iconic places. We went as we sort of just walked it without using like maps. We just sort of kind of orientated us south or east or whatever. Just walked. I found so many cool places. Go on, Erling. Oh. Clive. I actually I know you're on about Dale Street in Manchester. And my band rehearsed. My old band rehearsed on the road where Captain America was filmed. Literally on the road. Like we struggled to get into our recording studio for a while. Yeah, there's the Northern Quarter in Manchester. I literally spent 10 years working and rehearsing with my band in around the Northern Quarter. But I know you're on about Girona. It's been cleared, has it? I didn't know Girona had been cleared to play Champions League football. That's great news for them. The best bet for City and Savio is Girona get Champions League football. Savio stays there for another year, improves more and more, and hopefully we go for him a year from now. Get out of the way, ref. Rico! Ah! So close. Rico blasted it over. He's touched it down a little bit, which is uncharacteristic of Rico. But then he made the space and got a decent chance. You got to score that, Rico, man. Oh! That was a bit wild, wasn't it? What is the keeper doing? He's not good with the ball at his feet at all. Nearly to Bernardo. Yeah, he's flapping their keeper. Come on, you Blues, anyway. Could do with a goal. Definitely a little bit formulaic. Yeah, I thought it'd be within 10 minutes. He's probably been just over. That could have been it from Rico, to be fair. Oh, great ball. Commentator calls him Haaland. It drives me mad. Sloppy. Miles offside. Speaking of anime on Netflix, I don't really ever watch anime. I've seen a few Studio Ghibli and that's it. But I've really enjoyed Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. It's been really good. I've not finished it yet, but it's cracking. Really good. Really good show. Oh, Foden out to Grealish. You can't really beat his man, can he, Jack? I love him, but things slow down. Jack. Phil. Like, it's... Even Phil's faffing a little bit there as well. Come on, City, man. Push it up. We are sort of pitting back a little bit here. Yeah, Ruben Diaz, by the way. Big foot from Ruben. We are upping the XG slowly. 0.67. We are due a goal here. Feels like the next chance has to be a goal. Samurai. Okay, I'll listen to it. Come on, Bernardo. Ah, you're kidding me. I'm not even seen it yet. Oh, Diaz had a mare. Ah, come on, man. Did our defenders just decide to wake up today and forget how to defend? Are they really doing this today of all days? Shockingly weak defending from some of the best defenders in world football. Oh, Ruben, man. Pep's got the water bottle out. 2-0. Look how bad this defending is. What is that from Diaz? That's shocking. The Pep's fuming as well. Pep's head was down before he even got away. That's really bad from Diaz. This is shite, man. Come on, City. Absolutely unacceptably poor. That is honestly, there's just a level of like nothingness this performance so far. Erling not happy either. Understandably. Haaland's just blasted it over as well. You've got to score them, man. You've got to score them. Haaland's got to score that. Like, the chances were wasted here. It's funny you say it, Taylor, because Akanji's been in really good form, but... Oh, Varane. Not Varane, Victor. Mate, he's shocking. United don't want him anymore. I mean, this is like poor today, really poor. Don't do that to me, Chrissy. This is giving me 2020 season all over again, isn't it? Nah, that's not Kanji fault at all, Taylor. I'm sorry. Like, you can see Pep's reaction to Diaz. Like, it's terrible defending from Diaz, and I love Ruben Diaz. So I mean, my son's called Ruben, crying out loud. It's absolutely, you can't blame Kanji for that second goal. All you have to do is stand up with him, but he just all you got to do is stand there. He just jumps in and misses the ball. It's poor from Diaz, but let's not blame anyone other than that. You can tell by Pep's reaction because he did that straight away and put his head down when Ruben made the mistake. They've had a mare today. Diaz, like, there was no reason for him to. You shouldn't have got him, but you could take him space. No, all he's got to do is all he's got to do. Diaz is just sort of give him space and not let go past him. He's very, a defender can hold the player up. All he has to do is hold him up for the team to come back. It's no excuse. It's absolutely on Diaz that mistake, 100%. Just don't jump in. If you want to jump in, win the ball. If not, just stand off. Hold him up, slow him down a little bit. One-on-one defend him as he's done a billion times in his career. He just made a big mistake. Pep's going to be fuming at half time, absolutely. I'm not worried because we're already through, but it's not good. Poor passing. Can't tell like defending, yeah. Look, I've even seen Rodri give the ball away. MCFC reacts Rodri's given it away a couple of times as well. But I don't think anyone's played well personally. Haaland's touch is let him down when he's through and goal. If he takes a better touch, he probably scores earlier. Yeah, and with Colby, no one's above 5 for me right now in terms of performance. Everyone's bang average or poor. There's Rodri just giving it away right now. Again, just sloppy and short constantly. You can tell by his aggressive attempt to recover it. I mean, there's an element of that in it, Dan. At least get out of the system today, this game, ahead of the Spurs. But I would suspect we'll see a difference in the second half. We sort of have to, really, because it's unacceptably bad so far. Phillips in, Ramberg. Are you mental, mate? I admire the audacity, though. You just vote for chaos, really, aren't you, Ramberg? This isn't going well, is it? Michael, it's weird because we. My honest assessment of this half is one of those halves where we sort of like toil, waste a couple of semi-decent chances, and then it's usually 0-0. But the difference is this time we had one of those halves where we sort of toil, waste a couple of chances, but also defended atrociously. So I'd say overall, it's been a mid-attacking performance and a poor defensive one. A bad defensive one, which probably averages out at poor. So maybe a 5.5, 6 out of 10 attacking performance, but a 3 out of 10 defensive one, which probably adds down to like a 4-point summit. So it's been a poor game performance from City so far. There's no, it's like we haven't. It's not like we created nothing. We have created a couple of chances. We should have scored probably, I would say, but yeah, but it's been so poor defensively. Oh, beautiful ball to Haaland for Foden, but he was just covered. They'll be joining half time, Dan. Never mind training tomorrow. Daniel, comforting vibes. Um, I would say it's overreacting right now, Harry, because I don't think this is really City at their very best. We do this every year. Like, if we don't see this every season, I would be concerned, but we do. And I think obviously De Bruyne, Stones, blah blah blah, etc. Um, Pep will not allow for this, by the way. Oh, lads, the Kanji's having an absolute mare. Yeah, they're gonna get the nobody talk treatment. Pep will not be happy about this. There's a performance like this every single season. There is. And it wasn't the Chelsea Liverpool one. They weren't that bad performances. This is a bad performance. The Liverpool performance was good. I'm with Pep on that. The Chelsea one was just crazy. This is a bad performance. These happen not very often. See Ake's reaction in the background there. Ake's reaction literally like that in the background was all of us then. I don't think he's been poor all season at all, Diaz. I think that's not true. Not all season. Come on, you Blues. I really could do a little bit of news here, lads. Corner for them. Cleared. Yeah, I mean, I think Drew's right on there. Like, when you hit the bottom in a performance, it usually is just a way to sort of then remember what the good bit is. Like, I do think there's an element of like this will focus us a little bit. I hope, you know. God, I want Stones back. Is that a Leicester City fan in the chat sort of trying to beef us? Leicester fan in the chat, championship team. The reason they're doing alright is because they've got our EDS coach. I think it is. I, I think you're. I think Rod Phillips is definitely not the answer. Yet, absolutely not. And Pep's not going to do that anyway. So I like the idea of a championship team here trying to beef with City. Jake, I'm with you, mate. It feels very much like Southampton last year, doesn't it? It's been bad. It's funny because there's the XG, and it's like 0.8 to 0.41, so it's like just two goals sort of out of nothing for them by terrible defending. Oh, beautiful from Foden to create a chance for Haaland there. It's not an easy chance. Not an easy chance, but a wonderful cross. Well, Taylor's got a point there. As bad as it's been, if we take our chances. Oh, even now. Like now the scramble, like Haaland pulled it back. We've got to be scoring these moments. Diaz should be off there, by the way. He got lucky there, Diaz. No, he's dived. He's dived there, to be fair. I don't think he's touched him, to be fair. I don't think he touched him, so... Ruben's having a shocker, though. This has been a terrible half of football. Like, bad, this City. Like, bad. Like, City, what is that, man? So bad. It's half time. 2-0 down. What do you say about that? Like, what do you say about that? Let me just, of course, do the social share as always. Let me just quick tweet out that. There we go. That was dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Guardiola first down the tunnel. Pep. You didn't want to see Guardiola first down the tunnel, by the way. Didn't speak to any of his players. Went straight down the tunnel. When Pep does that, it's sit down, nobody talk. It's sit down, nobody talk territory, isn't it? It really is. We really are here. Absolutely, like literally, Pep is going to be. He's going to be aggressive. What did you make of that? I mean, yeah, I don't think that should have been a yellow card. By the way, I don't think he actually touched him. I think Xavi Simons jumped, presumably be contact, and dived a little bit. So I don't think I'd send him off for that either. And that's me as a City fan saying that. Maybe I'm wrong. That was poor. It is weird because you look at it once again. I'm going to try and be objective here. Objectively, we've created enough to score. I know the XG is only 0.8, which means we should have had a goal by now. At least a goal, you know? We should have at least a goal. And maybe with some clinical finishing, we could have even had two. If we have one, I'm sure Zakin goes in. So we've sort of not been too bad at creating chances. We've created a couple of decent chances. Maybe a big chance or two. We probably should have scored. Rico, if Haaland's touch doesn't let him down as well when Rico puts him through and goal, that should be a massive chance there as well. And Rico definitely should have scored. And there was a couple of little moments as well. It's been an okay, average attacking performance. But the problem, once again, has come from just how bad the defence has been. The defence has been... shocking. Like Akanji and Diaz have an absolute mare. By the way, I'm seeing the CBS setup here, man. We're sat in front of yachts. Mike is living his best life, isn't he? Mikey, you lucky man. I might message him I'm saying you absolutely with Henry and Dempsey, ridiculous. But basically, the defense has been like Keystone Cop stuff. It's been absolutely shocking. We need the Benny Hill music. Like Akanji, who's had so much credit from Guardiola, who's been praised to the high heavens. Akanji, praise from Guardiola for being excellent this season, for being a snip, and shocking defensive. Like that was like Salah, Cancelo level weakness. Really weak. Like just there was nothing in that at all. So weak. Why is someone bringing up Zinchenko in the chat, mate? Zinchenko wanted to go. Like, he asked to go, and he left. What has Zinchenko got to do this performance? There's desperation bringing up Zinchenko, mate. And Zinchenko also made plenty of defensive mistakes. Let's not forget that, as much as I loved him. But Kanji, terrible. Diaz as well. Ruben Diaz. Like, second goal, if you watch it back and see Pep's reaction on the sidelines, as he makes that mistake, Pep puts his head down and walks off as the whole event unfolds. It was so poor. And we can't blame Walker for the defensive issues. Someone in the chat is, look, the individual mistakes are really bad. Absolutely really bad regardless of what's happened there. You can't be that poor. You can't be that poor. It's just bad. Diaz should not commit like that. If you're going to commit like that, win the ball. What you do in that is you just hold him up, stand him up, and nothing happens. And all of a sudden it's a throw in the halfway or whatever. It's just poor. It's really, really poor. And it's not good enough for a team of City's quality. Here's the standings right now. We are still top of the group, of course, because we're looking with goal difference. But, is it goal difference first or is it head-to-head? I think it's goal difference first, isn't it? But we want to win this game, at least, very least draw it, and I think Pep will be fuming with these players at half-time. Absolutely fuming, and he just should be, because that simply is not good enough. That is a poor half of football from a team who want to win this competition again. We are treble winners. And you can't make mistakes like that. As I said, overall, my assessment of going forward, 6 out of 10. We've been okay going forward. Probably a 6 out of 10 going forward. Defensively, a 3 out of 10. Which averages at like a 4.5, which is a poor performance overall. Like, we have to be better than that. I wouldn't say worst City performance in years. We've had it's the worst City performance this season. But we have one like that every season. We do every season we have a performance like this. And everyone says it's the worst performance ever. And this is... Like, we've had ones where we've been 2-3-0 down and not created a single chance. At least we've created some chances. A couple of chances. Like, that is the only defenders, if Akanji and Diaz hadn't had aneurysms, we'd be 0-0 and we'd be like, it'd be meh, this is poor, but we'll probably score in the second half. But the two individuals and shockers, we need to be better than that. I don't really agree on that with the Zinchenko stuff, mate. Either way, he wanted to go, so Zinchenko left. We won a treble. Why? We might as well talk about cliche Kolarov if you want to go back. There's no point. We are finished, says Debbie. Oh, nice to see everyone overreacting. Well, we are. This is technically a dead rubber, by the way. Don't forget. It's worth reminding. I'm not a happy clapper, but it is worth reminding people that this is technically a game that sort of means nothing. We are through already. So to say we are finished, we are one playoff in the Premier League, and we are through already in the Champions League. Let's be okay. Let's calm down. Let's remind ourselves that we're out Kovacic, Nunes, Doku's not playing this game. Alvarez is on the bench. No De Bruyne, no John Stones. It's about the performance. Yes, Debbie. This happens every single year. Every year. Look, if you think that's how we're going to look, we just defended. Debbie said defending is shocking, so we're finished. Are you forgetting we just played Liverpool, probably the second best team in the league, and defended really, really well? Like, really well. Like, they had two shots against us. This is, I agree, this is a collective shit show so far. But like, let's not pretend that this is the norm. It isn't the norm. This is a really, really bad day where too many people made mistakes, and this doesn't happen often. You're gonna lose your bet, like your vent. Okay, well there we go, Debbie. Debbie's gonna lose a bet, so you know what? Vent away. We are finished. We're terrible. We're shocking. We're the worst team in the world for Debbie. So we need to. What's Dan saying? Why do we sell Kevin Hall? Exactly. Why did we sell Danny Granville, man? Danny Granville would be great in this game. Where's a bit of Terry feeling, We could have had Who's another naff left back that we've had over the years? Not naff one. Could have Danny Tiato. You know, where's Tiato? Tiato. Tino Down is a reality check. Thank you very much, Debbie. Fan view after that would be interesting. Look. My general view of football is if we have a shocker, I only panic the game after. Does that make sense? I panic if we don't react to it. No one will care if after this game we if we play Spurs and we win. Like, no one will care about this even if we lose. So that's how I feel, basically. I don't panic unless I have a reason to. Kolarov, Rocket needed exactly Kolarov. Yeah, Clichy would be good, by the way, in this modern team. Actually, he would be. Looking at transition to find our best team, we are actually, to be honest. See with the calmness, which is what I do. Like, that's my general feel. Ben Thatcher. Look, let's not go for that one. Let's not go that far back. The formation currently is this, isn't it? It's like this. It's sort of like that, isn't it? That's the formation. I need to mute CBS a little bit because I am getting very distracted by Micah screaming, having fun. It's like this, the formation, and it's not really working very well so far. Haaland's having a poor. Garrido, he's a good shout. Garrido's a good player, by the way. I like Garrido. Michael Tarnat. Are we just naming left backs here? Michael Tarnat, Javier Garrido, Kolarov, Clichy, Tiato, Danny Granville. Who else have we got? One of the Whitleys. No, not the Whitleys. I've forgotten who was left back. It was Terry Feeling, wasn't it, for the 98 game? Who else have we got? Name some more left backs. Some naff left backs we've had over the years. Have you ever had a world-class left back? Probably not, genuinely. Cancelo. I've got Cancelo. Delph. Fabian Delph. And Fabian Delph messed his career, by the way. How did you get to, like Fabian Delph, he fumbled the bag, didn't he, Fabian Delph? Blue Moon says we need a creative player with a super chat. Let's focus. We do. We absolutely do, actually. I agree. What do you mean? As in, a new creative player? We need KDB back. And look, I've been disappointed so far with... Phil made a really nice chance for Haaland, to be fair. And Rico made a nice chance for Haaland. He didn't take either of them. But... Phil needs to step up and become the man that we know he can be, and he isn't doing right now. I actually agree with Blue Moon. We need KDB back, don't we? I just don't think we're ready at all for a no KDB Manchester City. Guys, I know we're losing, by the way, but if you want to help support a guy who's trying to keep it calm and keep it real for you guys, please do hit the like button. That wasn't a good performance, but if you like the channel, it would be really, really, really appreciated. But that wasn't good enough. It absolutely wasn't good enough. I want to see, if you look at the bench, what we've got here on the bench. We've got a whole bunch of players over here. We've got... Pep's on the bench, apparently. We've got Edison, Carson. We've got Stones, Ake, Phillips, Gomez, Oscar Bob, Alvarez, and Doku. I would not be against Oscar Bob, actually. Jeremy Doku probably will come on at some point. John Stones, I don't think Pep thinks he's fit enough to play yet. I don't think he wants to risk him. Ake will probably come on for one of the centre-backs because they have had terrible performances so far. I don't care who it is as long as one of them comes off because they're having a stinker. I would say Doku will come on. Jack has to do a little bit more. Maybe he will. I want to see Jack as a midfielder, Lionheart, central, because ultimately, I think he's sort of offering everything right now, Doku, you know. Another super chat, this time it's from William Dittmer, says, Wilfred Bonny would score every day of the week, man. Wilfred Bonny was a good footballer who, people forget about Wilfred Bonny, by the way. He joined City, he got malaria. And he did, and malaria is a nasty illness, as we all know, and it definitely messed him up a little bit, and he never really found his rhythm again, which I always felt sorry for him, and he found, he was a good footballer, he did really well against us, but it never happened for him. But thank you for the super chat, as always. Another one from Blue Moon says, I really think Foden isn't what we think he is. Good winger, but nowhere near the 10, so we'd go for Verts. I hope you're not right there, Blue Moon. I don't know. I think Foden can be this guy. I really do believe it. I hand on heart believe this. I really believe it, by the way. I think Foden's got a chronic lack of confidence in terms of, he's never been the main guy. He's always been a fringe player, sort of on the fringe, a squad player as opposed to the man. And I want Phil to find his confidence again, because when something comes off for Phil, he just comes alive and he takes over a game, but he needs that moment. Maybe, I think we should go for Verts anyway. But I'm not ready to give him Phil yet, essentially. I'm not ready to do that personally, mate. But I respect the urge for a Wirtz because I think Wirtz is wonderful. And I'll take it. But thank you for the super chat, and I do value your opinion, my friend. Absolutely. Final score prediction. I would honestly go for 2-2. There's this thing in the tail of this game yet. Seriously, I have seen enough to Manchester City to know that stuff is going to go down. Something's going to happen. Look, let's get real for a second here. It's Man City here. We fight till the end. You know, we're treble winners. Pep was the first down the dressing room, into the dressing room. He is not going to be happy whatsoever. He was fuming. He was fuming the way he walked down that. I'm expecting a reaction. I genuinely expect a reaction. We will see how it goes. Like, I'm hoping that we see it immediately, but we'll see. That's how it goes. It's going to be a completely different half. I agree with subs on. Have we seen any subs? No, I don't think Pep will do that. Pep will give the high. What Pep tends to do is hairdryer treatment. He's assertive. He gives players a little bit of time to sort themselves out, and I actually sort of agree with that way of doing it. Like, you'll give him a bit of time to go fix this because that was not good enough. Be better, or you will be off. And I think I like that way of managing, of being like, fix it. You know, like, if it's not good enough still, you'll be off. All right, you know what I mean? Watching you. That's what he'll do, I reckon, with his bald head. I want more hair than you, Pep. Not as much money, though. You know, or success, or ability. Probably not as good looking, or as charming. I can only speak one language as well. I haven't really achieved anything in my life, you know. What's? Yeah, I think Pep wins earlier. But, you know, yeah, we all done Pep. Maybe we can't, Kevin, to be honest. I don't know. Oh, Ake's coming on. So, I think Ruben Diaz off for Ake. So, this is the formation. I think that's absolutely fair because I think Pep was not happy. Pep's reaction to the Diaz mistake was that. Put his head down. Pep looks fuming coming out. He's made the change. Ake comes on. And he's also one tackle away from going off. But that is a shot across the brows of Diaz there. Look, we all love Ruben Diaz. He's brilliant. He's world class, you know. But you can't make mistakes like that, you know. Pep will pick you up on it. Anyway. Second half. About to be underway. Pep absolutely is handsome. Yeah, he is Green Fox. He's a beautiful man. And this is from a married man with a 1-year-old son, you know? Pep's got that aura, the charisma. Anyway, we're underway. Do you think I should just do a KDB with my hair, by the way, and just sweep it over to the side? Look at the size of that forehead I got, guys. Massive, innit? You know what I mean? Massive forehead. The big forehead behind that Pep Rizziola. His brain, absolutely, Colby. He's got, to me, it's the Pep look where he's like that. Oh, he's terrifying. Terrifying, man. Kevin needs a haircut. I like his hair, man. I think it suits him. I need a haircut tomorrow, actually. I'm going to get a haircut tomorrow. Let's see the reaction for this. Let's see how City react. If I know anything about this Manchester City side, is they will not be impressed with themselves either. That's the thing about winners. Paqueta inverted fullback. Mate, I just want Paqueta as a midfielder, not as a inverted fullback. Oh, Bernardo's touch let him down then. Haaland should do some skills. I don't think he's a skills guy. I do like KDB. Look, I actually do like that KDB's getting out and like enjoying himself a little bit. You know, it's good for him. KDB does need that. You know, he needs a little bit of time to recuperate mentally. He's he's had a lot on his shoulders, a bit of a break. I mean, he looks fresh, he looks happy, and look, he's had some time with his family, which is nice. He's got a young family. Footballers just they don't get. He's going around completing side quests. He's like, I'll just go and do that. I need to do that done. He doesn't want to complete the main story yet. Do you ever do that when you play a game? You play a video game or whatever, and you're there like, and you're near the final mission, so you just go around and because you don't want the game to end, and you do all the side quests. And eventually, it gets a bit grindy. You're like, I'm just doing the really boring ones. It's like go in and get that, fetch quests. Oh, Paqueta will play as an 8 or a 10 if he comes. There's no way Pep's putting left back. Rodri, he's one of the best players in the world, mate. Not been great today, but he's just world class. Green Fox. Yeah, he's not playing well tonight, Rodri, but no one's playing well tonight for what it's worth. Lovely ball from Ake to Rico to Jack. And Jack runs away. Better football, this, by the way. Kind of gives away the free kick. Pep definitely would have said something. He would have been like, I don't think he would have bollocked him at our time. He would have been more reminded them. The way Pep does it is he reminds them who they are. He reminds them like the way. I don't think I would have bollocked them. Like I think my tone I would have taken was more of where's your self respect, basically. Like it would have been more along those lines. Like, look, Ruben, you're wonderful. You can't make those mistakes. You can't make mistakes because Nathan is on the bench today because you're playing. You need to be better than that. And it would have been more along those lines. It would have been, Jack, you have to be much more assertive from the ball. You have to move it quicker. Your touch has to be better. You're winners and everyone wants to get at you. It would have been those things. It wouldn't have been like you're all shite. I don't know what Pep would have done, but it'd be something along those lines. Obviously, he would have said tactical stuff, which I would never even thought of because I'm not a tactical genius. I'm just an idiot fan. But in terms of motivating, I think it'll be more along like I'm not angry, I'm disappointed. I think it'll be that. Fuming on the inside, of course. Oh, Project Ruben. Oh, exactly. Yeah, he's asleep downstairs, a little lad. I probably woke him up a couple of times, and his mum's on stirring duty. Even Bernardo's touch has let him down a few times tonight. When did we ever say that? Get him into football, Green Fox. Absolutely, mate. He's already been to the Etihad, yeah. Been to the academy games, been to the Etihad. Doku coming on. Alvarez. I'll take it. I wonder who comes off. Maybe those two. Taylor says Grealish and Lewis. Maybe Phil. I still think Jack Grealish he's not like a Grealish and Walker. I feel sorry for Jack too. He'll be gutted about that, That's so no, that's a so that means Rico Lewis right back, doesn't it? It'd be this then. Sort of like that, won't it, basically? That'll be the formation, I guess. Oh, Haaland. Doku and Alvarez came on against Leipzig last time, didn't he? In the in the away leg, and they both scored, didn't they? Yeah, they did. Oh, Phil, be better, mate. I do honestly believe if we get one, we'll get another. I know it sounds really basic, but I don't know. I just don't think there's. I can't see how that doesn't unfold. Oh, nearly to Phil. Chukwueze scored. I haven't seen the goal. Unlucky Jack. I feel a bit sorry for Jack there, you know. But it is what it is. I do feel like generally, if we get one, we'll get another. If we get another, we probably might even win. Just the next 10 minutes are probably quite important because, like, I really think early on you need to sort of make a bit of a. Oh, yes, there we go. There we go. We got the one. Can we get the other? Erling Haaland. That's how you finish him. Beautiful finish, that, by the way. Beautiful finish. Pep's happy with that. That's a wonderful finish. Haaland. Look at this football. Beautiful. Is that Phil? Yeah, that's a wonderful pass from Phil. Through and go. Look at that. That finish. It was Foden with the assist. Alvarez to Foden, Foden to Haaland. Beautiful stuff. There we go. We're back into this. Another glorious tap in. Beautiful stuff. Up the Blues. Get a second, man. Get a second. Oh, Docky's past his man. Oh, things just got interesting. Go on, you Blues. Yeah, this could change around very quickly, couldn't it? There's a lovely ball for Foden, by the way. He has got that to his game, we know that. And Haaland, by the way, that's a beautiful goal. That's not an easy chance, that, you know. And I know you might think it is, but it isn't. That is a beautiful finish. Another glorious tap-in. That's my usual tweet, isn't it, mate? Might have to go for it. This is getting interesting. Let me get the score update at the bottom. God, I'm in Photoshop editing as I do this. Oh, Phil, we should do better than that, mate. Go Doku. This could be. These things, like games like this, end up becoming a little bit fun eventually. If you just keep going at it, the crowd gets behind it again eventually. Doku's a wonderful player, Taylor. Good defending, City. Okay, of course, defending really well. Look at Haaland chasing back there, by the way. I love it. Come on, you Blues. The crowd are up for this. You can hear it now. There's a bit more of an edge to it. Like City, I, I know we don't want it, but it is sometimes nice to have a little bit of jeopardy in a game. You know, we have it really easy as City fans. We really do. Like we have watched us win comfortably most games. You know, we rarely have to fight and come from behind. We've done it so many times gloriously. You know, to win leagues and so on. But I do like to see how the players react. You know, you get a test of their character. You know what they're made of in games like this. You really do, and you see who steps up. You see who withers away. You see if they still got that hunger and that drive. And these are all things that Guardiola will look for. And ultimately, if we do this turn around, like you can't question the mentality of these players. Everyone can play badly, but it's how you react always. And this is why I always usually judge the second game after a bad result, because I think, well, let's see how they react. You know. It is stressful, but stress is good to test the person, you know, Colby. And I don't mind a poor half as long as they react well. Like, it's always about how they react. Always. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. You have a bad half, but don't have two bad halves. Have a bad game, but don't have two bad games. You know, it's one of those things where that's the difference between the best. To quote Liam Gallagher, it's like what's inside your tin of beans, man. It's like what's inside your tin of beans, man. That's a cracking quote. I don't think we can talk about Grealish not working defensively, Lionheart. I understand if you're not a Grealish fan, but he definitely works defensively, Grealish. Half an hour left. We'll probably close to 40 minutes, we're being honest. I don't know much about Sesko. I know his name. Meant to be really good, isn't he? Oh, no, I do know him. I just saw him. I recognise him. Haaland regen. 6'4" Slovenian. Eastern European Haaland. Alvarez chasing into the channels. Won a corner. Nice. Kanji, be good time to get you out on one of these crosses, mate. He's got a pace, hasn't he, Xavi? Philly's not slow at all. He's a good player. Rodri. Our corners are terrible, Yusuf. They were so good a couple of years back. I don't know what we did. We had a great coach and he went somewhere else, but like, surely we should just carried on doing what they were doing. Great ball. Oh, too much. Alvarez tried to lift it over for Haaland, but there was just a bit too much on it. It needs to be more of a scoop, doesn't it? Haaland with those big legs were off. Rico's done really well there. Oh, his pass wasn't quite right. Xavi's good, isn't he? Really good player. This game is end to end right now. It's so weird watching City games just be this end to end. I'm right in saying Xavi Simons is more of a creative midfielder. Looks like he's on the left today. Haaland defending really well from the front there. Come on, City. Come on, City. Come on, City. Get a second. I feel the next chance is going to be a big one, like a proper chance. It should have come inside the next 4 minutes. There we go. That's my prediction. I've read the script. And we'll hit the post. Just go. I'm going to look like a genius if this comes up, aren't I? I might just keep saying that, you know. Just so I can clip it up, put it on TikTok and look like a genius. I'm going to say the next goal is coming inside the next 10 minutes. The next goal is coming inside the next 15 minutes. The next goal is going to score by Man City. The next goal is scored by RB Leipzig. I've got all the bases covered there, you know. There's no next goal. There's the other base finally covered. There you go. You're happy about that? Newcastle still beating PSG. It's impressive, that. Is it at St. James's or is it away? I don't even know. Ah, Yosko, out of play. It's impressive, that, Wicker Man. Come on, Akanji. Moving forward. Rodri on the ball. He's got 10 people ahead of him. They're sitting back now. They're sitting back as we thought they would do. They are deep defensively. There's about half an hour left, basically. Well, Kovacic is not on the bench, mate, so it's not going to happen, Colby. I don't think he is, right? We can really do with Nunes Kovacic back, by the way. Just a little bit different, aren't they? I think he's fully. I think he's back in training, but not fully back. I don't know what's going on with Nunes. I think they'll probably be back in the next game or two. Rico did well there. As you can see, the momentum in the game, by the way, it's wild. It's pretty much all City, and they broke away and had big chances. Who doesn't want Kevin back, Yusuf? Really nice ball to Doku. He's got the quickest feet in football, hasn't he, Doku? It's ridiculous. Like, so quick. The acceleration's ridiculous. Come on, Blues. Oh, Akanji looks in pain there. He's just caught his foot. Not much in it. I want to see Grealish play a bit more central. I think Grealish is a fantastic player, but he's not. I've always said he's not a natural one-on-one dribbler. He's not a left winger that way. At Villa, if he played on the left wing, he started there, but he ended up central. He had left backs overlapping him. That doesn't happen at City. Like he does, he's literally one-on-one, the furthest player at wide. Oh, Ake just wide, so close. That seems like a big chance. No, it's a bit further wide. Yeah, Grealish does feel at his best when he's got options around him. It opens up the game a bit more, but he's not great at making space on his own, like because he's a midfielder basically. You put him on the left for Villa, but then he sort of drifts centrally, and the fullback overlaps. And it's so that you can play more industrious midfielders. But he mainly was central for Villa, or in that kind of pocket with someone to left of him, someone to the right of him. Where for City, he's pretty much always got no one to his left. He's always looking inwards because he can't beat people one-on-one. He's just not a good one-on-one dribbler. He isn't. People misremembering him to think they are. He's a great he's a great ball carrier. Well, Doku does start Chavez, Grant. Let's be honest, mate. He's pretty much starting most of the games at the moment. Today he was just getting rested, but Doku is the first choice right now. Absolutely. Like, he pretty much is first choice, isn't he? So, like, Doku seems to be playing most games. And I think he'll carry that way until Jack really finds his form again. But I think Pep will find a way to try and get Jack involved, eventually. Oh! There's your man, Phil Foden. That was beautiful. There's that second goal. Was that more than 4 minutes? I don't know. I told you the next chance would be a big one. That's lovely from Phil Foden, is it? That touch. Beautiful stuff. Vardiol, I think, with the assist. Look at that. Rodri plays it out to Ake, back to Vardiol. Look at that. That touch. That touch. The way he opens his body up there. Lovely stuff. Passes it into the bottom. That's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Cool as you like, says Dark in the chat. Absolutely, my friend. Both goals have been lucky, Wicker Man. Stockport Messi. Stockport Iniesta. That is beautiful stuff. Phil stepped up, man. Assist. Assist and a goal from an insanely talented young footballer. Get the third. Get the third, City. This is why you don't give up on this team. You don't give up on this team because they don't give up on the game either. This is what world-class players do. I love it. I love it. A goal and assist from Phil. What more can you ask? There's a reason I put him on the thumbnail tonight. I had a feeling it'd be a game he'd be massively involved in. Come on. He's one of our own. Love you, Phil. My man. Phil will be he's an all-time. He'll be an all-time Man City great, Phil. I've got no doubt whatsoever. Lovely stuff from Phil. That's what champions do. Like the quality of that goal is so high, you know. He made it look normal, but like it isn't. Good effort from Sesko, by the way. I love Phil Foden. I told you people not to panic. I told people not to panic. You know, this is why. Haaland is doing special things, by the way. Absolutely ridiculous. 40 Champions League goals in few appearances than anyone in the Champions League history at his age. Ridiculous. Wicked Man, it doesn't surprise me either. I think we'll win. Look, I always think well, as I said at halftime, it's about how you react. I think, one more. It's always about how you react. That's the one thing I do know about this team is that they can do that, and like they take it as a professional. It hurts them. It hurts them to lose and play badly. That's the thing about this Manchester City side is like I don't doubt them because they have proven time and time again just how good they are. Go live tomorrow for you might not go talk shit and cheer guys. That's right. I'll consider it if you want me to. I'm on Galatasaray. The United will win annoyingly. I'll go live just to mock them if they lose. Remember when we said at half time? I was pretty relaxed at half time. You know, I said it was abysmal, but I still trusted them. This fella coming on looks terrifying for them. Yeah, Xavi Simons looks injured there, doesn't he? Jack. I would love to see Pep with hair, by the way. Like, I'm gutted Pep hasn't gone for the hair transplant. I would love to see Pep just change his hair every year. You know, a new hairstyle. Ramona Flowers style. Can we just get a petition going? Pep should have a hair transplant. Doku should have gone back to Vardiel there, I think. Hello to the wife. She's heard everything I've just said and about Pep, and she said, "I think Pep being bald though allows his aura to ooze out even more." Probably true. Probably true. Like his aura is released, and oh, he's offside. Is it offside? I need to see a replay of that. 3-2 to Leipzig, but I think it's offside. Yeah, he's offside. Phew. He is offside. Oh, God. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. Thank God that didn't happen, eh? Uh, 20 minutes left to win it. I think we will do, by the way. I think we will do. Lovely ball from Bernardo to Alvarez. Oh, could have took a touch there. Could have took a touch. It would have been fine, you know. He had time. I don't think he realised how much time he had. Does anyone want a fan view live tonight, by the way? Does William watch chat? Wickerman, do you watch chat? Kev, are you watching? Do you fancy having a chat? Any of the regulars? I can do a fan view live. Just have a chat about everything. This game and... Yeah, I agree with Victor as well. I thought Kovacic looked great in the first several games. His form did drop after that. I can't deny it. After his injury. But I think the most balanced we looked this season was Kovacic and Rodri alongside each other. His form did drop. I can't deny that. But I do think Kovacic, there is potential there for a really nice partnership. Any more changes, by the way? You know, like, does anyone want to see any more changes? By the way, please subscribe to the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get to 70k. I've been waiting to get 70k in ages. It's slowed down a little bit. Let's get the subscribers up. Go on, help support the channel. Subscribe. It would be appreciated. We can do it. We can get up there to 70k. Oscar Bob would be nice. I don't think we're going to see him, but it'd be nice, wouldn't it? I would love to see Oscar Bob. I think he needs it, like Bob for Foden. No, I mean, I don't think I'd take off Foden. He's doing really well. $15 minutes left. Declan Alvarez did. I mean, to be fair, I think City were playing better anyway before that, but they definitely made a difference. Foden stepped up, to be fair, as well. I don't know about news. I swear I saw rumours that Kovacic was training the other day. I think it's not long for them. I think it's just knocks. I thought Kovacic was training. Maybe not. Maybe it's a little bit too soon. Good ball from Rodri to Doku. But a corner for us. Nice stuff. Oh, Dan, I wouldn't want to do that, mate. I just wouldn't want to do it. Come on, City. Anyway, come on, City. Alvarez. Oh, the keeper. Our corners are so bad. I always just think with corners, it's dead simple. Just cross the ball into the area with big people. And just let them try and edit. You know what I mean? It feels dead simple. Like, just put it just out of reach of the keeper. Let them fight over it. it's just funny, isn't it? Like the corners thing is like we're just shocking at him. Like we were just so bad at him, Dan. What have you been telling the joke, Dan? I love Rico. I think he's wonderful, Lionheart. I think he's got so much about him. For an 18, 19 as well, like, he's just special footballer. Do wish he had an extra 2 or 3 inches of height. That would be great. But I think he's not been blessed that way, unfortunately. But smarter than pretty much everyone. If you can bulk up a little bit, that would be great. Oh, Rodgers' passing has been a bit off tonight. I don't know, Michael. I don't know the answer to that, mate. Just not heard from them. Let's try something new, I guess. Is what it is. And that is him. Yeah, that's him, Wicker Man. I met him in real life, and he was really nice to me. But he's a gobshite on the internet with his team. So a lot of reasonable people turn into unreasonable people when it comes to football. Football turns us all into children, doesn't it? I've always felt that about football. As a way of turning us all infantile. I don't remember that, Victor. What happened? I don't think like Rico needs to bulk up as such, but I think he needs to be a little bit strong because he's small. So he needs to. I mean, like, to be honest, I think it happens naturally or not. Anyway, I don't think you can be much. I think Doku wins a corner. Nothing in that. No foul from Doku. That he just sort of won the ball but hurt himself at the same time. Go on, Phil. Oh. Yeah, I know what you mean, Michael. But I've never really created videos for drama. I just like talking about football. I just like really talking about Man City, It's quite simple for me. I won't ever get the bigger views because I don't say things for attention, but it is what it is, I just like chatting about football. And you guys, thousands of people watching my videos is just an honour. It really is truly an honour. So thank you, thank you. I'm just a bloke who likes talking about football. Right, come on, City, anyway. We've got 10 minutes left, I would say, of the game. It's definitely slowed down a little bit, but look, with 10 minutes left, you'd expect some form of reaction. I still think we'll win. Good ball from Rico to Doku. To Phil. Yes! Come on! That is why you never doubt this wonderful, beautiful, incredible football club. Julian Alvarez, 3-2. There it is, you beautiful bastards. Foden with the assist again, I think. Lovely football, lovely stuff. This Manchester City side do not know when they're beaten. They are built of the sternest, toughest materials. They are built of vibrating, whatever it's called. Absolutely wonderful. So the football, the pass from Rico out to Doku. Doku, just a dribble apparently, picks out the pass to Foden. A beautiful touch. He cuts it back. Alvarez, cool as you like, into the bottom corner. This Manchester City side 3-2. Does it sound familiar? You better believe it does. Another famous, wonderful turnaround. And this Manchester City side, special. I love this team. So good. What's inside your tin of beans, man? Exactly, Bevy. That's what's inside this Manchester City side tin of beans. This is why I don't doubt him. Give him a chance. As I said, you can have a bad first half, but you don't need to castigate them. I absolutely love this side. Oh, I love him. I absolutely love him. I love him. I love this City side. You just don't know when they're beaten. That is why they're just too good. They're just too good. That's why I never panic. Ridiculous. Ridiculous stuff from a ridiculous side. Go on, City. Go on, City. The mentality's wonderful. Like, Phil was buzzing then, by the way. Absolutely lovely stuff. He needed that goal, Alvarez, by the way. It's been a while since his last goal, hasn't it? Doku, excellent, by the way. Absolutely excellent, Doku, since he came on. It's so good. Honestly, like, to watch this stuff, like I don't get how people can't enjoy this. I look, in general, as I said earlier at half time, like, early in the second half, I like a bit of jeopardy. You know, I like it. Like, I like to see what the players are made of. Games, you learn more about games like tonight than you do at any comfortable 3-0 victory or a 2-0 one. This is so much more satisfying. It's so much more informative. You learn what these players are made of. Who is going to step up? Who is going to react? Will they listen to Pep, or are they comfortable already and what they've earned and what they've won? No. The best players, you don't have to bollock them. I was talking about character. Absolutely. The character of what these players is just, these guys are winners. You do not win what they have won and achieve what they have won throughout their career with not being, like, without, you know, you don't do it without having that mentality. Beautiful goal, Marcus. Absolutely beautiful build-up. This is way more satisfying than a comfortable victory. I don't think Diaz belongs on the bench. I think he just has to be aware that he could be on the bench if he doesn't play well. And I think that's the meritocracy of it all, which I love. Diaz is not best on the bench. Like, let's not come to conclusions. It's just that anyone who doesn't play well goes on the bench. Like, I wouldn't say Diaz should be on the bench. I would say for the next game, he probably will be behind Ake, and that's fine. But it doesn't mean he should be there. You know, Ake, it's eventually Ake will lose, have a bad game, and then Diaz will be back into it. It is what it is. Players go up and down, up and down. Ake will start against Spurs 1,000,000,000% because his form is excellent. But lucky enough to have the players to be able to rotate for what it's worth. Go on, Doku. See, he's smart enough there to keep the ball, Doku, by the way. Didn't go for a dribble. Like, this is way more satisfying because once again you see what these players have that. They have that about them. They do. It's still built there, and I tell you what, that will feel good for these players as well. Like, because all you've got really is your own pride. You know, your own sense of self-worth, and when you lose a half like that poorly, and people start to question who you are, it does sting a little bit. You know, it does. Gomez is on the pitch. Gomez, yes. Go on, Sergio. I think that's a little bit reductive on Diaz, Victor. Like, I think we forget when Diaz came back into the team last January, February, the whole team turned around. Like, and I feel like forget like Stones was pretty much his career was fumbling until Diaz came in and sort of got like they need each other to an extent, you know. Like, but I don't think Stones lifts Diaz up. I think Diaz has lifted a lot of our players up alongside him. His form right now isn't great, but like he's just out of form. He's a relatively young lad. Still Diaz. He's not like that old in terms of centre back, and it happens to everyone. I've seen Vidic get skinned. I've seen Ferdinand get skinned. You know, it happens. Everyone has bad spells. I think Van Dijk's had bad spells. You know, Vini does. It's just Diaz could be tired. His form, yeah, it happens. It happens. Sometimes when you're tired, you make bad calls. You know. His form will dip every now and then, but he'll come back. I'm a bit too young to remember that, Mohammed. I was 6-7 years old then, so I was a bit before. I don't remember it vividly, if that makes sense. Rico's been good, Ollie. He's been good, mate. He's been really smart pass for the third goal. He's been as industrious as ever. Not his greatest game, but yeah, he's a good 7 out of 10, I would say, Rico. He's on the ball right now, actually, as I talk. Driving into space. Picks out Alvarez. Probably the wrong pass choice, actually. No, absolutely not. And I think he's got a lot in common with Vidic. I always think Diaz reminds me of John Terry, actually. If he scored as much as John Terry, that would be a good thing. Oh, Rico nearly with a 1-2 with Alvarez. But Vidic he's cut from the similar cloth as Vidic and John Terry. Both brilliant natural defenders. I don't think Alvarez will ever do that. Personally, line up, but mainly because he will never be the main striker. With Haaland here. Oh, Sergio went for it. Pep will be happy because of how they reacted. Aspie. He'll be buzzing because that's the reaction you want, isn't it? Doku does start, doesn't he? Today was just a bit sort of getting a rest. We're outperforming their XG tonight, by the way, by nearly double. Because the Haaland and Foden chances were really nicely taken. They weren't easy at all. Even Alvarez's was a good chip finish. I don't know what steezy means, Colby, but I like it. Clear at City. There we go. Absolutely lovely stuff. City have won 3-2. Turned it round. Beautiful stuff. I've really enjoyed chatting to you guys with the watch along tonight. It's been absolutely excellent. Never doubt this Manchester City side. Just never do it. We've seen it enough times to know that the City side, they just They don't know when they're beaten. They really don't. We fight to an end for a reason. 3-2, does it sound familiar? You bet it does. Guys, thank you for watching. It's been excellent stuff. I'm going to prepare my match reaction, which I'll try to get live inside the next 10 minutes. That was a wonderful game of football. I enjoyed that. First half, terrible. Second half, loads of fun. Great stream. It was a great stream. I enjoyed it chatting to all you guys. Please, once again, subscribe to the channel if you are enjoying this content. I enjoyed that. It was great fun. Phil's looking buzzing on the pitch as well. Phil was excellent tonight. You guys were excellent. Catch you in like 10 minutes for the match reaction in a bit. Come on, you Blues.